What you just heard, he's expecting $10 meat.
Well, Maria, the beef market is a very specialized market. It goes in long cycles, and this is the perfect storm. Again, something we inherited, and there's also, because of the mass immigration, a disease that we've been rid of in North America, made its way up through South America. As these migrants, they brought some of their cattle with them. So part of the problem is we've had to shut the border to Mexican beef because of this disease called the screwworm. So we're not going to let that get into our supply chain. And again, I don't want to focus on one product. It's a very important product, and we are.
Coincidentally, that's what they call me in England ever since I crashed their pound, causing untold misery to the population. They call me Scott the Screwworm because I screwed those people pretty good on behalf of my boss, George Soros.
They named it after
laser
me.
Focused on this issue. And
hello, dissidents. Welcome one and all to a Sunday evening edition of the Do Dissidents podcast. Keaton Weiss here with Russell Davila, of course.
Hello.
That was
they rode those cows in. They rode them in like horses.
That was Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent explaining why beef is so expensive, why steaks, why burgers are so expensive. If you can blame the migrants, blame the migrants. Let's hear it one more time.
We've been rid of in North America, made its way up through South America. As these migrants, they brought some of their cattle with them. So part of the problem is we've had to shut the border to Mexican beef because of this disease called the screwworm. So we're not going to let that get.
They brought their cattle with them. They brought their cows over the Rio Grande across the border with their cows.
Yeah.
They
floated them across.
Then what happens is they come just like, the immigrants, they're just like they fuck our women, the immigrant cows, they fuck our cows, and they make our cows sick. And then we can't harvest our cows for beef, which decreases supply. And that is what increases prices. It's the immigrants and the cow fucking, they're rapist cows.
And again, I don't want to focus on one.
When the immigrants bring their cows, they're not bringing their best.
What happens is they interbreed with our cows, and it's been found that after that the cows become a darker color and they're not as good as they were before. It's a scientific fact. That's the same thing. They brought in all of these brown and black cows, and now the cows don't produce the same milk. Exactly. Everybody says the kind of milk that you would have gotten in the Bible, you can't get there anymore because they brought in all these brown cows.
That's right. Unbelievable. Just shows you, there's absolutely no, that's one of the lies that, everybody's got to be in on, right? Because, there's absolutely no way Scott Bessent believes that beef prices are high because immigrants are bringing contaminated cows over the border and polluting our beef population. There's no chance he believes that.
But you said, as soon as you sent it to me and I heard it, I said, I got to go on X tomorrow to see all the idiots talking about the cows that the immigrants brought here that destroyed the beef.
Well, this is what's going on in the beef market. I tweeted this from my personal account the other day. That's $9.59
at Trader
Joe's. At Trader, that's not a steak. That's a piece of garbage. That's a piece of fat that you trim off of a steak. It's $9.59. And if you look closely,
probably not even a steak. It's probably a cat.
Well, if you see under the price tag, what does it say? It says product of Argentina. So that's some of that Argentinian beef that they're importing. And guess what? Still selling for $16 a pound at Trader Joe's. They're not even giving you a break on the Argentinian beef. Now, I didn't buy this, of course. People are like, you shouldn't have bought it. Of course I didn't buy it. Look at that. Look at how chintzy a portion that is. It's such a small piece of meat that you could see there's condensation on the inside of the plastic because there's so much air in the package that it condenses and there's water growing on the plastic on the inside. It's probably contaminated. It's probably rancid. It's probably spoiled because they put it in the huge package. It's a tiny little piece of fat, tiny little slab of fat, $9.59. sense. Wow. That's because immigrants are bringing sick cows over the border. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
What a
no,
guy.
yeah, no, you've seen that. You've seen that where they got the coyotes leading like 50 cows and
Yeah.
75 immigrants across the Rio Grande. Yeah, they get that over the border, no problem. they bring their herds of cattle into
Just
the United
unbelievable.
States. Well, you just have to have such an assumption that your base is regarded. Like you have to. Scott Bessent's a smart guy. He does not believe in an evil way, but he's a smart guy. There's no way he believes that, but
No.
he believes that he can get away with saying something like that.
Yeah. And I think he thinks that enough of the base who doesn't believe it is like happy to be in on the lie. Like this is how cults
Right.
operate. Like the more
Right,
absurd they behave, the stronger their bonds as a cult. Like we're just gonna say something that no one actually believes, but we're all gonna pretend to
Right.
believe it together,
Yeah.
and that's a sort of bonding ritual.
Right,
That's
sure.
a lot of what that is. That's a lot. I
Sure.
don't think he expects even most of the base to buy that.
Like-
It's just,
like when
oh,
they
this
say-
is the bullshit story that we're telling about the beef. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it ridiculous? Yeah, but we're all going to say we believe it. Why? Because we're a big club. We're a big team. It's team building. This is a lot of how cults operate.
Like,
Very consistent.
yeah, like, no, of course I didn't take Bill Clinton in my mouth. And they all say, yeah, no, of course
yeah,
he did.
right. Yeah, right, exactly. Man, you know, it was a rough week for Donald Trump when sucking Bill Clinton's cock is not even the top story.
No, not even
Yeah.
number 3.
Did you hear the explanation for that? What they're saying is that the Bubba didn't refer to Bill Clinton, but it referred to a horse.
Oh, well, that's better.
Yeah, that's better. It's funny. Their damage control was not that it was just a joke, but that Bubba referred to a horse, not to Bill Clinton. So that's the cover story, as they say.
Please clap.